Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. In this video, I'm going to show you yet another AI powered coding assistant called as Goose. This coding assistant is an extensible AI agent that not only rectifies our code, it also helps us in generating the code, plus it offers some of the extensions which we can use to talk to our existing code repositories or another tooling. The tool comes with a desktop version which only works on Mac at the moment, if I'm not wrong, but you can install the CLI on Linux, and if you want to use it on Windows, you would need to go with WSL, which is primarily Linux on Windows. Now, before I give you the installation steps and we play around with it, let me talk a bit more about this tool because the tool looks quite good. It is open sourced, and the thing which really I like about this tool is that it works with local models based on Ollama, which means that we don't have to worry about API costs and we don't have to worry about throttling. If you don't know what Ollama is one of the, I would say, easiest tool to run large language models for free in a quantized format locally. Now, to be upfront, if you are using the Ollama based models for code, and especially with the coding assistants, most of the Ollama models don't work quite nicely, especially if they don't support any function calling and tool use. And the quantized versions are often not as good as you would like them to be. If you are working in a very critical code environment where you really don't want to have any sort of doubts about the capabilities or the of AI agents, of course nothing would be perfect, but still if you want the highest quality, I would suggest you go with API based models, especially either with Anthropic's Sonnet Cloud model or OpenAI's GPT-4o model. In the free versions, Google's Gemini model offer you quite a good grunt or bang for your buck, and its free tier is quite generous anyway. But I will be using Ollama based model, especially Quen 2.5 model, which is from Alibaba, one of the finest models in open source, I would say. And I will also show you how you can get it installed. If you want to learn more about Ollama, just feel free to search my channel. I have done heaps of videos on Ollama already. So let's try to get it installed and then we will see how it works. Let me also give a huge thanks to Mast Compute who are sponsoring the VM and GPU for this video. If you're looking to rent a GPU on very affordable prices, I will drop the link to their website in video's description. Plus, I'm also going to give you a coupon code of 50% discount on a range of GPUs. This is my Ubuntu system and this is my GPU card, NVIDIA RTX A6000 with 48 GB of VRAM. Let me also create a virtual environment with Conda and then we will start installing and using this Goose. And while that happens, let me also give a very quick intro to our sponsors of the video who are AgentBot. AgentBot lets you effortlessly deploy a personalized knowledge bot across platforms like Discord, Slack, and others. It is ideal for open source tech communities and startups that provide user support, and I will also drop the link to their website in video's description. Let's go back there. Okay, so our virtual environment is done. Now let's first download the model from Ollama. And in order to download the model, all you need to do is to go to this ollama.com. From there, just search the model you want to download. For example, I want to go with this Quen 2.5. And then if you scroll down, this is a Quen 2.5 in Q4. Maybe I want to, let's say, go with some other model. But whatever model you choose, make sure that it comes with the tools. Otherwise, it won't really work that nicely. So maybe I'll see if I could get this 72 billion. Let's see how much that is. Would it fit on my GPU? Nope, it is. I think it is going to give me a bit of a grief. So I'm just going to go with this 32 billion parameter one. The size is still quite heavy, but I think that should do. So I'm just going to copy this command. I'm going to go where my terminal is. If you see Ollama list, my Ollama is already running. So I'm just going to run this command to download the model. And instead of run, I'm just going to do pull, which is just going to download my model instead of running it. So you see it is downloading fairly quickly. So let's wait for it to get downloaded. Shouldn't take too long. It downloads it and then it verifies the checksum. Okay, so the model is downloaded. Let's quickly check it. So it is around 19 gig of size on the disk, which is okay. Now let me install the Goose. The command is just one liner like Ollama. So we are just installing, and then after downloading it, the script, the bash script, it is downloading the stable release. And this project is quite, I would say, changing quite a bit. So make sure that if keep updating it as you go. Anyway, so you see it already has installed, and now it is asking us which model we want to select. And with my keyboard keys, I'm just selecting this. So you can see you can go with Anthropic, you can go with Azure, and you can select different models. So here we are just selecting the provider. So Databricks, and there are a lot of other Google, Grok, Ollama, Open Router. So I'm just going to go with Ollama. So just press enter there, and default is local host at the default port. And then if you want to give it your own, you can even just give it like this. Let me maybe type it here, HTTP, and then the local host 114 and 34. This is the default one. Hopefully it should automatically select it, but if not, you can simply just go with this enter. And then it says Quen 2.5 default. I'm just going to say Quen 2.5 and 32 billion. So because I have selected the 32 billion one, press enter. It is checking my configuration, which is good. So if there is any mistake in the port or local host, it should give us an error. Takes a bit of a time, and it says configuration saved successfully. Also, if you want to change your model or something like that, just run goose-configure and you can change your provider and that sort of stuff. Now, if you want to check the version, you can do simply goose-version, and I believe you can even go with this shortcut. So goose-v is the latest version, which you can check out. Okay, and for example, if you do this goose-configure again, okay, it is not selecting. Maybe I just need to goose-configure. The command is fine. Maybe it is not. I'll just check it out. Sorry. Yep. Okay, so I just needed to configure it. I think they need to update their documentation. So it is goose space configure. Now here you can either change your provider or add any extension which accesses third-party stuff, or you could just simply press Ctrl C and you will be back to your prompt. Now, in order to use this Goose, you can simply run Goose session. You can press enter here, or you can just name your session like according to your project. You can say Goose session dash n my project, press enter, and it is going to start the session, and it is going to tell you that Goose is running. Enter your instruction or try asking what Goose can do. So for example, you can ask it something like this, that create a fast API app with an endpoint for deposit and withdrawal and with account balances stored in a MySQL keyed by ID, and press enter. It is quantifying the queries. Now one thing about Goose is that there is no magic here. If you tailor your prompt, make it proper, only then it will perform well. If your prompt is quite generic, doesn't make sense, nothing will work. So there you go. So it has given you a plan that we will need to do these three steps, like create a basic fast API, and then this. I will start with creating a simple main.py, and then we also need these packages, and it is saying that it is going to set up a new directory. So you can just say yes, please proceed, and then you can just go with this, yes, please proceed, press enter. It is measuring the response quality, making, you see it is running your commands here, and then it is just saying yes. So maybe I'll just say yes. So when you press enter, it doesn't do anything. say yes. Charging creativity crystal, so it also attempts at humor, which is interesting. Now, one thing you should be aware of, as you can see, it is handling our file system, so it has access there. So make sure that you implement proper security with it and you're aware of that. It is now creating the virtual environment, it is creating a lot of stuff, it is going to install all of this in that virtual environment, and then you can also start say yes. It is working, so great, since we have successfully installed this, would you like me to create a new directory? So it is again going there. Uh, I'll just say help me in coding, bootstrapping brain byte. So you see it is the changes its prompts here, and I'm letting it run just to show you how much it takes and all that stuff. Now while it runs, let me quickly show you the VRAM consumption for that model. So just around 22 gig of VRAM it is consuming, the 32 billion one. Of course you can go with a lower quant if you don't have that. And then we'll just say yes, create that main.py. So, and all of these coding agents, I have found out that if your prompt is good, rich, full of context, the agents perform quite well. And then I'll just say no, basic setup is fine, go ahead. And then it is just going on, and of course you can, this is a basic setup, and then you can um, build upon it. I'll just say can you test run this main.py and show me the output. So if you think about it, this is like a co-pilot assistant. You can point it to your existing code, and then from there you can check it. So I have asked it to run this code, it is doing the screen capture and all that stuff. So if you have an existing project, you can go there, you can um, run it in your new project wherever you like. So I'm just going to press Control C here, and then for example, I'll one thing which I haven't tested yet is to go it with my own code. So what I'll do, I have this VS code, I have this directory DS. I'm just going to point it to my existing code, which is a simple DeepSeek API code which I wrote few days back, and I'll see if it can maybe comment this app.py. So let's go into this and check if it can do that. So these are the files, and then similar to what we did previously, I'm just going to create a new session. And by the way, you can even resume the session by doing something like goose session dash r or dash dash resume dash n my project again. So I have got attached to the previous one. But I'm not going to go there. I'm just going to create another one, goose session dash. You can also write it like this, dash dash name, my existing project, and I'll say which or maybe I'll just say comment the code in the file app.py in current working directory. So it is evaluating what is happening. There you go. So it has found it, hopefully. I'll say yes, proceed. It is updating, it is doing something. So let's wait. Looks good. No, it is okay. So if it has commented out, I'll just say no. What I meant was keep the code intact, but just add comments on top of each code line to uh, describe what that line of code is doing. Let's see if it can make the changes. Should be fun. So I think this time it has got it right. I'll say yes, that looks good. Make the changes and save the file. YAML earnings. Okay, pretty poetic. And it says that it has completed the task and it has saved it and it has also told me what it has done. Okay, I'll just go back here and see in my VS Code. There you go. It has automatically saved it as you just saw in real time. Amazing stuff. Okay, I'll say okay, that's good. And now go boil me an egg and also heat up last night's dinner. Let's see what it does. It says I'm currently working within a development environment and I'm unable to perform physical tasks such as boiling eggs or heating up food. However, I can assist you with setting reminders, finding recipes online. Would you like me to? Okay, anyway. So look, you can imagine that the code, this looks quite good. I mean, to be honest, not bad at all. Really like the project, especially as it is working quite nicely with Coin 2.5, the local model. By the way, they also have trained a model with DeepSeek R1, their own model, but in 70 billion. But so that is going to take, I think, a bit of a heavy VRAM. I tested it with 80 GB of VRAM. It was very, very slow, so I'm not going to show you that. But if you have more than that, you can feel free to use that reasoning model if you like. But I think this one works fine in 32 billion task. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you like the content, please consider subscribing to the channel. If you're already subscribed, please share it among your network as it helps a lot. Thank you for watching.